was unexpected. First of all, we sat there, we had a list of 56 guys, and then we had guys that kind of just faded away. Then when we get the 8 guys out for the year on injuries right away, that kind of puts a little bit of a damper on us. But, for us, it doesn't matter. We looked at our schedule. We have the hardest schedule out there. We don't flinch. We don't care. We love it, and it's setting up for us just perfectly.
That was John Lewis's response when he was asked about the 0-3 start for his Dark Side Wolverines. South, 0-3 overall and 0-2 in conference, will take on a Bartlett team coming off a big win against Eastside rival the Eastside Thunderbirds. Last year, these two teams met in the semifinals where South was able to edge out Bartlett to get to the state championship game where they eventually won the large school title. Even with an 0-2 start in the CIC, the Wolverines' confidence has not wavered, and they are locked in this week to avoid another straight loss.
Right now, it's cooking the conference time. We sit back. We know Bartlett, the past is the past. We could talk about last year, but those are two different teams. They lost everybody on their defense. We lose a majority of our team. Now it's, both teams, you don't talk to rebuild. You don't. You're going to win with what you got.
One of the possible reasons for the Wolverines' missed opportunities this season is because they are trying out a new way of tackling, and so far it hasn't worked out for Team Darkside.
Tackling is just, that hasn't been our forte this year. I'll tell you what, I'll say it on TV, man, we tried to do the newfangled tackling that they're trying to sell. Garbage. Old school. All the newfangled tackling does is nothing whatsoever. It's built for pros, it's built for college kids, it's not built for high school kids teaching. So we got to get back to the old school of tackling.
Really, I just think it went away from our roots of how we know how to tackle. I think it confused a lot of us, so right now he's just trying to get us to go back to the basics and do what we know, and let's just play football.
And that's exactly what South is doing. At practice, their defensive line is getting ready for a battle against Bartlett's offensive line, which opens huge holes for their backs, and the guys up front know that they have a big task ahead of them.
They have a really large offensive line, and we have a much smaller defensive line, so we're going to have to just kind of stay low, get under them, and just hopefully we can be the ones to stop them.
Great group of line that they have over there. Again, Falanico's a stud. Love that kid's running ability. But when you get behind those 5 guys, then those guys are moving. I think those guys have gained about 20 more pounds. But they move. You can't walk and say, hey, these lines, they look heavy, they look big. They move. They have great feet. And they're chugging along.
This year's South Wolverine team is filled with young players, and it's up to the senior leadership to help the lowerclassmen execute the game plan as they try to get the first win of the season against a tough opponent.
I've just been telling them to keep their heads up. The only way we can win is if we all just have the same mindset, and that's just we all have to win and come together as a family instead of each person playing individually for themselves. And I think that's the key to winning right now, and I hope we can do that.